Well, I'm back at it again. I'm gonna come out here. Tell me if I'm wrong. I may be right. I'm gonna grease every single plug on the jet ski. Something I saw on the internet. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it seems like something I need to do. Dielectric grease, I'm hoping that that keeps all the corrosion away. My intent is to do it to every single plug or connector here on the ski. This is a 2022 Yamaha JET Blaster. And there's, by the looks of it, you know, lots. Fuel injectors, other plugs, connectors. I've done some of these. I'll show you guys how I do the rest of it. Just did the battery connection. Come in here just like this, grab the plug, pull it off, come out here, just a dab, just a tiny little bit, just like that on the finger. Just a little tiny bit of dielectric grease there. Come in here, dab it just like that, just a little tiny bit. And just like that, we should be able to, like there. Back and forth a couple times and click. Only another 100 plugs to go. It's really difficult to get all the way in here and film this. This is the positive battery terminal here. If I pull this back, you can already tell this jet ski is only 1 season old, but there's already a little bit of corrosion on there. And I don't like that, so I'm going to pull that all apart, clean it up, and make sure everything has a lot of grease. I don't think they put any grease on it when they did it at the dealership last season, so I'm definitely going to do it now. All right, a little bit of grease right there, right down on the positive battery terminal. I already have a little bit on there, as you can see. All the way around it, top, bottom, inside out. We're also going to get the terminal there, the cable. Just get it all. The more grease, the better. This jet ski is ridden in salt water every day, rinsed and flushed, but still I have corrosion. So anything that's bare metal is getting grease or WD-40 or Corrosion X, all kinds of stuff. Anything I can do to help fight the corrosion. I'm not even so sure. I'm just going to grease up everything. If it's metal, it's getting grease. You know what I mean? Can never have too much protection. I think even when I took out the ignition coils just like this, these bolts here, that bolt, there's 6 of them. Even inside of here, there's some little tiny collars. I'll pull it out here in just a second. I'll show you guys. I think I'm on the right track. No one told me to do it, but here in just a second, I'll show you. I've noticed literally everything I've taken apart on this jet ski. Just taking everything apart, and I mean literally every single bolt. This bolt right here even had a bunch of corrosion on it. It's kind of gross looking. As you pull this thing apart, greased up the ignition coil, everything slides back together so much nicer. Put it back in, but definitely all the those little collars in there, they had a bunch of corrosion in them. And like I say, jet ski gets ridden in salt water every time, but this thing gets rinsed and washed with salt away, and there's still yet even corrosion. So I think grease is the solution. Get the rope out of here. I don't need that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 6 of those. And they just pop right up just like this real quick. Get those out of here. We don't need none of those. There's a bunch of connectors underneath here. All these connectors here, all of those go to all the controls, everything. All these plugs, they all get greased. We're also going to come down here On top of the fuel cell, there's a fuel pump and a sending unit for the gas gauge. Make sure those get greased as well. Nice and dry, absolutely nothing in there. Come over here, we'll get just a little dab of grease. It don't take much. A little bit of grease in there, that'll stop the corrosion. Well, now that I'm in the hole, it's come to my attention. I almost wish I hadn't found all of those connectors down there, but there they are nonetheless. So I guess those connectors probably need some grease on them. If you're looking at them, I love grease. Gotta have that grease. But unfortunately, to get all of those plugs and connectors, the airbox and the back engine hatch, the cover has to come off. So now I'm up here on the top, looking at it. The airbox is gonna have to come off, and the whole entire black cover here. Got a bunch of screws, a whole bunch of stuff here. It's all gotta come off now. All right, here we go in my quest to get all of the plugs greased up. I will not bore you with the details of pulling out all of the bolts, but here we go. Taking this engine cover, the cowling off here, so I can better see what's going on down inside the hole here. Right down there, even more plugs, and then right over here on the front side of the engine, all of these plugs here all need grease as well. And I can just take a look around right there and make sure everything is all good. I want this jet ski season to be perfect and flawless and no mechanical or electrical issues. So taking care of everything I can right now while it's in the driveway instead of while I'm out in the ocean, if you get my gist. It's the last thing my jet ski sees before it doesn't run anymore. You need grease, my pretties. You're gonna get some more grease. You need grease, my pretties. You're gonna get more grease. I really hope everyone on YouTube was right about this grease. I'm way past the point of no return. I'm dealing with stuff that I don't even know what it is. I do love grease though. Well, that's it. Hopefully the internet was right about greasing every single electrical connection or plug in the jet ski. As this thing's going back together, I just have visions of when I start the jet ski, it throws every single code that it can throw. Hopefully that's not the case. I did use dielectric grease, and I hear that that is what is to be used. I have the last two plugs up there. They're on the gas tank. I think it's the fuel pump and the sending unit for the gas gauge. I got those two left, and that is literally every single plug or electrical connector, ground. I did the battery. I've even greased every single nut and bolt as I've taken everything apart and put it all back together. Hopefully we do this. Fingers crossed. When I come up here and hit the key, all goes well. So I have arrived at what I would like to call the moment of truth here. Gonna put the key in. Again, I've greased every single thing I can think of. I don't know if it's even gonna start or not. Everything lights up there. Here goes nothing. Oh, no codes. That's exactly what I was hoping to see. Running and smooth like a sewing machine. Well, I guess the internet was right about greasing the plugs. Hopefully in the future, that saves me a lot of headaches with corrosion and electrical problems, frustration, you know, anything to get rid of those problems. Hopefully in the future, this continues to run flawlessly. And if you guys notice, I've got two, so I've got another one to do. And I'm looking forward to it. I think I can save a lot of time with everything I learned on the first one.